Hey guys, I'm Gaby Zakara and welcome to my channel, and thanks so much for putting this video on. I just wanted to basically explain today a little bit about what this symbol is, and you'll probably have seen it in the medical industry. And it's called the Caduceus. So this is also known as like the staff of Hermes, and Hermes was a messenger god. And also, it's like a symbol for enlightenment. And so, if you become an enlightened master, this symbol represents being an enlightened master. So, you might see other different archetypes with this symbol, or something similar, like Isis with her wings and things like that. And basically, it's a little symbol to show you how to become enlightened. And what's amazing is, like, if you look at all the different Egyptian kind of scriptures, or if you went to, because we just went to a museum near us last year, and there's all these different types of Egyptian tablets out and carvings on the different coffins that they'd get buried in and things like that. And everywhere you look, once you know the symbolism, there's signs and explanations of how to become enlightened everywhere you look, because Egypt and a lot of ancient cultures were actually a lot more developed and advanced than we are now taught to believe. We're taught that we are the highest development in humanity and that we've gone the furthest, but in reality, we've really fallen back, and that the technology that they used to have, the knowledge they used to have back in the day in ancient cultures, through and through the whole of history, is far, far superior to anything we've got now. So they all knew about enlightenment, and I don't know whether the whole slavery thing in Egypt and the slaves building the pyramids, I just don't think that the slaves built the pyramids. I think they might have used sound technology. They might have had giants helping out, but I do not believe that it was like a slave labor type thing, because the pyramids, once you learn about them, they're actually sound healing chambers, and not just, well, everything is sound because everything is light, and light and sound are the same thing, but just different octaves of each other. But in these chambers, you go in, you can sing songs, and it just resonates and like amplifies the healing that the sounds create. And just being in their energy, just being in there anyway, the energy can heal you. And they knew this, and they also channel the energy from the earth upwards in this point, and it kind of amplifies the energy as it goes up. So they're almost like kind of antennas for channeling the earth's energy and like kind of spreading it far and wide. But basically, the Egyptians knew about enlightenment, and they all will have been enlightened. I don't know whether they did have a slave thing going on. Maybe like when they started to fall, when humanity started to fall, they might have started doing that then. But I don't believe that slaves built the pyramids. Anyway, so just to explain what this symbol means, it's awesome. So the staff in the middle represents the spine, and it's funny because you see wizards with staffs. Hermes had a staff and things like that, and the staff represents the spine. But not only that, if you were to walk out in nature with a staff in your right hand, it grounds you to the earth. So rather than having to ground and walk bare feet, you can actually hold a staff and it grounds you and aligns your chakras. And so obviously the staff, with it being straight, means your chakras are aligned. So one of the first things to enlightenment is making sure that your chakras are aligned and balanced and healthy, so that the energy can go right up your spine and into your pineal, but we'll get to that in a sec. Another thing that's funny is when we, when you flip someone off like that, what it actually means is like that's representing again the spine. The middle finger is representing the spine. So you're just saying like straighten your chakras out, like straighten yourself out. You need to sort yourself out. Like your chakras are not aligned, and you need to sort yourself out. So if you're listening to this and you still go to school, I wouldn't advise doing that to your teacher and then saying, "Oh, I was just trying to tell you to straighten your chakras out. You're off balance." But it's interesting to kind of think about where these different things come from, because there's a lot of words we use and a lot of like symbols we say and kind of actions we do that have a interesting root that we don't even think about anymore. So first things first, you have your spine in the middle then, and then also align your chakras. Then we've got the two snakes coming up the spine, okay? And that's the masculine and feminine energies within you. And so it's also your Kundalini energy, and your Kundalini is represented by the snake. And you'll see a lot of symbolism of snakes in all different cultures, all different religions, and it's representing the Kundalini energy. So if you got a Caduceus that's correct, it should cross, the snakes should cross each other 7 times, and that's to represent basically crossing in each chakra until it gets to the top. So you should have 7 crosses all the way up for each chakra along your spine. And then at the very top, either the top would be the 7th, which is the crown chakra, or you'll have 7 and then you'll get to the top. And once your Kundalini bursts through your crown chakra, it basically illuminates you. And on a physical level, it's what's called your Christ oil. There's like a specific oil that's released from one of your glands in your brain. It goes down your spine and then comes back up. And when the oil gets back into your pineal gland, that's when you become enlightened. So it's kind of an energetic thing as well as a physical thing that happens. So you raise the Kundalini and Christ oil up into your pineal gland, and the 2 snakes meet there, and it's about balancing the masculine and feminine to become the one unified whole. So now it's just one, and you balance the masculine and feminine, and now you're a hermaphrodite, which is basically masculine and feminine. And that word comes from Hermes and Aphrodite, the male and the female coming together as one. And then you've got the wings. So what does that represent? That's basically bringing heaven to you. You see angels with wings. It's about freedom, freedom from suffering, and it's about becoming your angelic self, becoming your higher self, becoming heavenly, becoming godlike. And so when you do ascend and you become enlightened, then you illuminate your pineal gland, you illuminate all your chakras, all your crown chakra, you become an enlightened master, and then you're almost gifted these wings. And this is why the whole symbol itself represents the full enlightenment. With the wings, you become in your heavenly state. Now, I can bet you any money that the medical industry doesn't know that or won't tell you that. And there's reasons why, because if we all became enlightened and knew our true selves, and we could literally, there is no limits on your healing when you become enlightened, and you can live for so much longer. So there's a lot of people against it, but it's interesting that the medical industry would use it. It's like almost a subconscious thing. If you were subconsciously aware of what it means, it's showing people and telling people how to become enlightened. But yeah, they don't teach you like that. And maybe they've used it to try and like make you think it's just a medical thing, and then you don't ever question it, because I don't know, why would you question it really? So yeah, that's a little bit about it. Hope you found that interesting. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give it a like. Comment like if you know any more about this, or if you know any other cool symbols that represent enlightenment. And yeah, have an awesome week, guys. Thanks. See you later. Bye.